Okay. Hello everyone, welcome on in. Lovely to see you. We have the audio from me and the other audio. We're good. I hope you're doing good. Great. Even enjoying your Sunday and all that. Lastitin, hello, welcome back. I've seen Baka as well. Voig was the very first, and Sikor over on YouTube. Welcome on in, guys. Lovely to see you. The plan for today, well, there it is. Got a mod. Marathon is officially starting.
Even death can save you from me.
That was loud in my ears. Hey Skink, welcome on in. The marathon is starting officially tomorrow, though lots of people have been modding. And so have I. No, the bot is not broken. The bot is not broken. It did the sound thingy, the message thingy. You missed it, I think. So modding. My original goal was to do as much as possible for friends and friends, but then I got distracted. The Drunken Mud Crab had a mod idea, and so we are working on it together. To be fair, he's shouldering most of the writing, but I helped. I wrote a few lines, like I did the introductory quest, and occasionally I had an idea or two for a line, and sometimes they're used, sometimes they're not, but you know, I did what I could with the writing. And the mod is here. I have one interior that I need to do. I am not going to playtest the mod with you, simply because I think the mod is fun, and if I playtest it, I'm gonna go quickly over the dialogue, and the dialogue is worth reading and enjoying. So I'm not going to playtest it. Instead, there's an interior that I need to complete. It's a shop. I love making mods, and I can do some dialogues, I can do some interiors, I can do passable, very passable exteriors. I can do a bit of everything, but I'm not extremely enthusiastic, you know, about... Hey, you're there. Well, it's a good thing I didn't say anything bad about you, did I? Baka was also second, maybe? I've seen Lastertin. Oh, anyway, the butt is fine. Okay, the butt is fine. It's Sunday. So anyway, that's what we're gonna do. I don't want to show you the quest because I think they're worth playing and discovering on your own. But we'll try to do that shop and clutter it together. The general idea, I guess I can tell you a little bit about the mod without spoiling too much of it. And the best way to do that is probably to take a look at this page. Are you guys familiar at all with Ias? Personally, like I can tell you all there is to know about him now, but a week ago I had no idea whatsoever. But for you, you know, lore enthusiast out there, you might know of him, remember him, love him. I don't know, I have no idea. Calling Dragonfell City is very yeah, it's a settlement, I guess. A settlement, let's go with that. Aias, the extremely agitated, god of animals. He's Ivanicus's cousin. You know what, Voig? That is so funny that you asked that, because when we were talking with the Drunken Mud Crab and brainstorming about the idea, and I was like, he really reminds me. Really... Okay, and you're Spinda on Twitch, fair enough. He really reminds me of Vernicus, the way we modded him. You've been watching this whole time. No! That's fine, that's great. Does Valenwood and Hammerfell even border each other? Okay, here's the background story on this guy. This guy, Ias, sorry, you find his statue in some areas of arena, and it's just that. This is all we have. There's no other illustration. There's one book that you can read if you want. Like, it's also in the mod, so you can wait until then. That's all we have. And here's what happened really. During the development of Daggerfall, some testers asked, why is there... Yeah, the picture isn't great. What you see here, it's arena, okay? But what you see is a city, and you cannot exit the city because there's a shop right where you would normally exit. And so testers were like, what's the deal with that? And the deal is that it's randomly generated. This is in Daggerfall. The palace. You can't enter the palace. I keep saying the city. Sorry. You can't enter the palace. This is randomly generated, and so that happened. It was not intentional whatsoever. As a result... Oops. There it is. Actually, you can read that better than I can... As a result, Ted Peterson wrote the first book for Daggerfall, if I'm not mistaken, where he says, well, yeah, no, that's Ayers did it. And then he came up with the story. That is to say that the lore, the story itself and the lore is at best very shaky, but the beauty of it is it's in the game. It's canon. It's right there. So that's the fun part. And yes, a little bit like Vermicus in the way that he's kind of a petty deity with no sense of not proportions, not the word I want. But, you know, it's just like disproportion. Call out my words. Okay, brilliant. Anyway, it's Betty. Chandrian, hello. Love your Morrowind modding tutorials. I'm preparing to make some Khajiit themes mods. Yay! We have, starting tomorrow, we have a modding event that lasts for the whole month. It's the May Modathon. And so go nuts, and then all you have to do is publish your mod and say May Modathon. And it's not a competition. Just, it's a great time to make a mod. Especially if you have something ready. Publish it in May, and that way not only do you publish mods, but you also take part in the event, which is cool. I should, you know what I should do? No, that's not what I want to do. Whoop. I should link you to the official announcement. There it is. So you can read up on it if you want. It's an annual event, and it's fun. It's fun to take part in. Let me catch up with you guys. I didn't know about Ayers before starting this project. It's Hammerfell 1 and Wood elsewhere that the statue show up in, so the book references that. It's the palace, yes, I keep forgetting. So how, like, you didn't know about him before? Like, did you just stumble on the book, or was it watching a lore video that he came up or something? The Ayers handwave ended up adding a really silly twist to a bug-made feature that Todd became famous for way later. They've been doing it since Daggerfall. True. You're headed out, Julien? Okay, thank you so much for stopping by and saying hi. Always a pleasure to see you, however briefly. You were looking at the UESP when making mods to find inspiration. Okay, so it was like, you came upon that and you were like, interesting. This guy has potential, and really he does. So the quest mod, it's a quest mod that we're working on, is going to have 5, 6 with the introduction quest, I guess. It's gonna have a handful of quests, and it's more on the humorous side of things. It's funny, like even playtesting it, I was giggling at some of the lines. And there's always different ways you can deal with a problem. You can be as crazy as Ayers, or you can be a little more, you can show a little more restraint. That's the word I was looking for earlier. You can show a little more restraint and still do the quest. So that's fun. What we need to do now is a shop. And the shop, yes, I'll have to fix that. I'm not sure what it is, to be honest. The shop is, in fact, the shop here. The Drunken Mud Crab actually loaded Arena and went in there to look at the shop, so we got a nice idea of the layout of it. And the shop will be in the mod at some point. It's hard to tell you about it without telling you about it, if you know what I mean. So I gotta make the shop. Borean Knight, hello, super interesting. Love all the obscure lore bits. I've only recently found out about Iris. So you have. Me, I had no idea. It's really funny because it's entirely, like, the story is entirely goofy. Like, really, there's even, at some point, the princess tells her dad, well, I have a solution, but I didn't want to tell you about it because I'm at that time, you know, where I don't want to communicate because I'm a teenager. It's like, what is that? But it's lore. It's in there. It's fun. So the shop is there. This guy, oh, I have the image somewhere. Please don't look at my desktop. It's a mess. It's a terrible mess. You've seen it last week. Yeah, that's how you know I am not, this will be faster. That's how you know I am not coping with everything. But that's just the way it is. Denina, hello, welcome back. Here. That's the guy from the original shop, and so I've tried to do something as close as possible. It's interesting to see that the abs have not changed much between the Elder Scrolls 1 and the Elder Scrolls 3. No, that's Arena. That's Arena. So I'm trying to do something similar there for the shop. One half of the shop, so this is the workshop area. One half of the shop has the weapons that show up in the game. So this, I'm leaving it. I think I would want some decorations. I'm not entirely sure what to do. The original shop basically had a texture of weapons hanging on the wall. So it's not really something I want to do. I want a little more volume and things. We'll see how it is. Sounds interesting. Going to be my first mod for Morrowind. I got into a really nice low poly 3D software, Crocodile. I don't know it, but then again, I don't model at all. I barely can use Nifscope, and then only for very basic things. Like, I was pretty pleased with myself though. Like adding flames to stuff. So the weapon has flames. That's it. That's all I could do. So Crocodile 3D. And would you recommend it? Is that something that is you know, easy to pick on, like Blender? I think most people say they like Blender, but it does take a bit of time to learn. Yes.
It's specifically for pixel artish, like 3D.
Pixel artish 3D. I see. Which, you know, vanilla Morrowind is retro gaming. Where will the shop be located? I know, but I won't tell you because it's part of the story. It will be somewhere, but it's not going to be a hindrance to playing the game after you've done the quest. Last thing you say, I haven't given any thought about making a marathon mod. Oh, come on, you have a month. I mean, I say that. I'm happy we're doing this. For sure this will be done. I'm not sure. Friends and foes, I think I want to publish it tomorrow. Once we've done the shop, there's a couple of companions that I want to try. I did their quest a while ago, so testing them now is great because I've forgotten about them. Dun, dun, dun. Been so busy that I haven't had time to even join these streams in a long time. That's how you know people are busy. If there's no time to come and say hello. But I get it, you know. life duties and such. It's good to be here now. I'm glad you're here now. It is a super fun idea. And I mean, obviously I'm not objective, but I genuinely think that the mod is fun. And even though it's fun, there's some actual questing, like, you know, the mod has consistency. It's not a joke mode or anything like that. Okay, so here we need to do something with this, and I can even, let me find them. I can even show you the original shop. Original shop, where are you? I have to go. I have to scroll up real far in the conversation on Discord, but I'll find it. The name of the store is the same as in Arena. We've tried to make something coherent and cohesive, and that makes sense. So as much as possible we refer the actual lore. However crazy the lore is, it's 100% based on it. There it is. No. To go even further. Gosh. We sure talk a lot. Huge lot on Discord. That was way before. I'm almost there. It's so fun. Watch me scroll, and you can't even see it. There we go. Haha. So the original shop looked like this, in a true. And this is actually just one bit of the shop. So for decoration, I'm not sure what that's supposed to be. So we want weapons, light sources. Oh, you did. I finally found it. Thanks. And yeah, I have no idea. What is that supposed to be? Couple of weapons, racks of weapons. There, this is the actual shop. That's hilarious. When you look at it, it's like huge. Maybe hanging pots on the wall, but that's weird. It's an equipment shop. So if I take this for inspiration, we'll have more weapon racks like this one. I can put also decorative shields. It's not something that is done a lot in Morrowind, but that makes sense in an equipment shop. Seventh one day, hello. Shop built in a palace. Yes, it's possible that the shop is even bigger than the palace it's blocking the entrance to. I wouldn't be surprised. It's easier than Blender for sure, and it can handle vanilla Morrowind size textures. Alright, that's cool. I'm trying to think. Vanilla, was it 256 or there's some 512 as well? I'm not sure. So this is the source material, so to speak. I suppose I could. I don't want to put a second forge. I don't want to put a second forge because, like, having a forge is all well, it's fine and dandy, brilliant, but like a forge cannot be just anywhere, right? So I already sort of tiled this area with stone, so you can, you know, work there without setting fire to the whole thing. Even then, realistically speaking, dubious at best. You sent a closer picture. Let me take a look. Jump to the present. That's the thing. I still don't know what it is though. I don't know. I'll replace that with decorative shields. I think that's what we're gonna do. We'll be fine. We don't have flat weapon models, but we'll have to make do with 3D ones. There's two coat of, actually I don't want to use the coat of arms. I want to really put shields there. Might, like, either that's what I've done for this weapon there, because technically it's a weapon with two skulls sitting on it. And so what I've done is I just put a no pickup so that you can't pick it up and the skulls will be floating. I think I can put shields with a unique ID and that's it. That way the shield still shows, you know, what it is, a steel shield and the value and everything, but you can't pick it up. I'll do that, I think. Now let's go shopping. My favorite part of modding. We want to find anything for weapons, shields, display. Yeah, I saw. Actually, it's good you talk about it. I saw you gave. It's an easy fix. No, not the skull. Not the room. I specifically gave it. Yeah, you changed that. I say it belongs to Todd. You cannot take it. This weapon belongs to Todd. It is true that technically by doing this, if you go to the Todd test and you kill Todd, this weapon becomes free for the taking, but I mean, this is a stick of death. It's super heavy, it does no damage. You don't want that weapon. You don't want any of them. The Bright Rod of Ayers the Nervous. Yes, this guy, we called him Sylvester because especially here he looks like Rambo, so that's his name, Sylvester. This guy, I forgot what I was gonna say. I remember now. This guy is not a fan of Ayers. He's had his shop moved twice now. It's very, very disconcerting. So he's even burning. That's better. He's even burning papers with the one known image of Ayers. It's annoying, and you have to understand. It's not fun. I've modified Cliff Racer companion stat, saved a new script and stat, but in the game that Cliff Racer named Pixie still has the old stat. What could have happened there, I'm sorry I can't read your name, but what could have happened there is that you started from you loaded your game from a save game you already had, and so the stats will not be modified because your Cliff Racer is already there. The first thing that comes to mind is try again, making sure that you look at your Pixie. Pixie is so cute for a Cliff Racer. You look at Pixie from a new game. Goldvester is more noble name than Sylvester. True, but I don't know that people would think of Sylvester Stallone then. So, you know. And he's not particularly noble. I mean, he's a shopkeeper. That being said, he has the provider of fortune because, again, when you go to the shop in Arena, in fact, when you talk to any smith, they would say, I am the provider of fortune. So we kept that line in there. Again, for people old enough to have played Arena, they'll go, I know what you did there. Other people, it was like, okay, sure, I guess it's part of the comedy, something like that. Alright, shopping for things. We are looking for any racks, displays, weapons, smith. Now we do have something wonderful, wonderful. I wish I was starting modding now. That's as simple as that. Because with the new construction set, sorry, it's so much better. Because now we have a filter down there. And so it makes it so much faster before. And I've done that so many times. You go through that and you go, yeah, it's a furniture. And then you skip, you go to furniture, and then you start reading. And that takes forever. His Imperial, yeah. I think the pixel limit for Crocodile is 4000 for 1000, but you can set it as high as you want in the settings. I would be really curious to see what sort of model you come up with, you know, or Crocodile. I can take a look at it. If it's simpler to use than Nivscope, then I would definitely give it a go. What new construction set? Oh, the construction set. This is the construction set. You know it. But if you update it, you get the improved version, the CSSE construction set. Script extender, I think that's what it stands for. And what it does, no, first the way you get it, because if you're interested, that's what you're gonna want to know about. If you use MGE, it's the easiest thing in the world. When you download MGE, you have the MWSC update. Double click that, it will update MWSC, and it will also update your construction set. So done. If you use OpenMW, you can still use it. You just need to grab that file and then run that, I think. I don't use OpenMW, so I might be a little fuzzy on how that happens. I wish I could learn to mod Morrowind. I had so many ideas. You know, like I'm not going to lie, it does take time, obviously. Though nowadays we have tools that make it a little more, what's the word? A little less of a headache. But also the construction set for Morrowind, I think, is at a sweet spot. Like, I've never had IT at school. I'm that old. Never had IT. I mean, I've learned to use a computer later on because it's useful. But just to tell you that I have no background in IT whatsoever, and I was able to work it out. So it's fairly accessible. Whereas I believe that modding Skyrim, sure you can if you have zero coding knowledge, but I'm guessing it's a lot harder. Also, the models are more complex and that sort of things, and so on and so forth. So I don't think that modding Morrowind is too hard to pick. Way easier in Morrowind than even Oblivion. My goodness, the Oblivion construction set, first of all, that thing is so incredibly slow. Like, I tried to use it recently because I was playing more Oblivion and I wanted to tweak some things. So slow, like it was a test of patience. Whereas when you have the new version of the construction set, just by getting this and updating it done, you get this, which is really nice. So now when you want a chair, there we go. These are all the chairs, or these are all the objects that have the word chair in them, which is great, like saves so much time. But also the whole thing loads a lot faster. It's a lot faster. You don't update it now, it's gonna change your life, it's gonna blow your mind. This one thing, and then the dialogue, the things that are modified are in green, which makes it so much faster, like so much faster. It's a lot faster too. What can I say? That's all there is to say. It's a lot faster, a lot clearer. Things that are modified are in green. I don't have an example here. Things that are modified are in green. It's just, even if you don't use the features, it's just faster. But I'm gonna blow your mind. I mean, maybe not. I'll try. So we will continue shopping for racks and things we can use. Let's take this. As you can see, those 2 sheets of paper have been placed lovingly, and there's a little bit of wood sticking out, have been placed ever so carefully to sort of lie nicely on there. How long did that take me? Seconds. Let me show you. You're gonna love this. Your name is Atom. All right. And can I use same character in different interiors? Just copy same NPC, stockbroker, bank employee in different... Yes, you can have multiple copies of an NPC. Just like in Morrowind, the guards, you know, the guards, they're all the same. They're the same NPC that exists in multiple places. So you can do that. It means that they will share the starting equipment and stats and everything and name that you give them. They'll be clones. It also means that they will share all the dialogue as well, unless it's filtered by location. But there's no reason. Yes, there is a second chat. I'm also talking to people on YouTube. I know it's a bit confusing, but that's the way it is. So this, you ready? Are you ready for this? I'm gonna go and grab a third one. So easily done. There. And normally you would go like this, and then you'd go until it works. This is not how we do it with the construction set anymore. See, I'm holding Alt and then the left mouse button. How cool is that? You can change the axis. You want it to flip. For me, it's on the Z axis, which works fine. Another feature, when you're moving things on the Z axis, you see that blue line. If I go on the X axis, you see the red line, and Y, you're gonna see the green line. Little quality of life things. No, I'm not ready, but I will watch. Okay, no problem. So, yes. Kinda. This is the construction set. This is the construction set with extra features, but you're still, like, when I want to start this, I'm going to show you another feature. Q, save state, quick start. I close it, and I close this. And I still started using the shortcut, the vanilla shortcut. Like you don't have to install anything, tweak anything. It's just like, I start it. It's loading very quickly. Also, you don't get, I mean, that error message is from my mod, so fine. And look at that. It loads exactly where I was instantly, with all my masters loaded as required. It's all there. It's just incredible. Just like, even if you don't use any of the features, like the moving things around, which is super neat, the filters, sometimes I don't remember that I have that, so I'm still gonna go fern, and then I go, oh, stupid me, I can just put bed, and there I have it. Like, because you've been modding for so long using long workaround tedious techniques. I still use them, but you don't have to anymore. But even if you don't use all the features that are really neat, just the speed, it's so much faster. It loads faster. It doesn't tell you there's a problem with the Blood Moon dialogue 1,000 times, or even once if you click cancel. I've added better start marker and some additional plugin for the CS. Yes, you are talking about. There's actually a couple that I'm using. This one? No, that's not the one. Sorry. This I recommend definitely. And then this is also amazing. It's still in development, but it's worth looking at. This one, is that the one you mean that changes the markers? And they're nice, they're a lot more precise. I think I had them at some point. This is going to be amazing as well. It's a way to view the dialogues and then edit the dialogues that is going to be a little more readable. It's still being developed and I haven't tried it, so I can't tell you much about it. But honestly, judging from the screenshot and the feedback and the discussion on the Discord, this is really nice as well. It's strictly for dialogues, and let's face it, the dialogue here, it's such a pain. Mine, I'm using right now I can't think of the name of the mother. Come on, eyes, help me. We're looking for modding tools, mod tools. There's a later update that is compatible with the construction set script extender, the CSSE. There is another one that increases the font. So this is font 10 and I can see, and it's wonderful. I know I have lost some of my eyesight modding Morrowind. Like, it doesn't matter how big your screen is, it's just really, really tiny. And that's painful. I still want to find the name.
I'm a god. How can you kill a god? What a grand and intoxicating innocence. I'm a god. How can you kill a god? Shame on you.
No cascade.
I hope you sang it with the voice. Are you doing no? We've been well, I've been, but I'm pretty sure everyone in the chat who's still listening is like, yeah, it's cool. We've been looking over the features, some of the features of the construction set, and it's amazing. Amalie, hello, welcome on in. I did have a question, and I wanted to put that in the Discord, but because I haven't been super active and keeping an eye on the development. Is there a plan, or has it been asked if it's possible to have these in alphabetical order? Because that would be really neat. Really, really neat. Just saying. That was my one, not even request, a question, really. A query, that's what it is. You are so late, Amalie, like we're done. We've modded Morrowind. It's done, there's nothing left to mod. People have requested it, or to let it be searched would be nice as well. Yes, niches are underestimated in Morrowind. There's even no niche companion. Atom, to be fair, there aren't that many creature companions. There are some, quite a few. Cliff Racers has been done. I've seen Hulking Fabricant, Wolves, Nyx Hounds, Guars, obviously. One of my mod has all the creatures are there, really. Now, what are you trying to do? Are you trying to start a war in my chat? A scrib, a scamp, but still, there are fewer. To mount a Kaguti, it is law friendly. For now, the only creatures we can ride in Morrowind are Guars with Abbot's mod, dragons with Rain of Fire. I think that's it. We don't have. No, we don't have. We should have them. It would be really, really cool. Really. But Netch, no, I haven't seen that. The problem with the Netch as a companion is the fact that, one, they're voluminous. Even the Betty Netch is really, really big, and you don't want to enter a cell with the Netch because the cell will be filled with an edge. And also they're flying, which makes their AI even more dumb, I think, and they get stuck in the trees and that sort of things. Entering cell with my cliff racer companion was awful even. it's the problem. Though, I mean, Morrowind script, you can tell your creature companions to not follow you indoors. It's possible. I know that Merlord has his guar, stay outside. There was another problem with cliff racer companions. I renamed dialogue phrases and they disappeared from Pixie's dialogue. I renamed dialogue phrases. When you say I've renamed, okay, I don't want to... When you say I've renamed dialogue phrases, you mean you've changed the text here? If you've only changed that text, there's no reason it would disappear from Pixie's dialogue. But if you changed any of those things, then it would definitely disappear. Because the conditions for the dialogue to appear are not the same anymore. So there. Have I told you about all the features that I know of? Actually no, there's one that is quite new but I really like. So there I am, you changed the name of option. Do you mean here? The topics? If you mean here, I have a possible explanation. Tell me in the chat while I quickly tell. There we go. Thank you. Dylan, go ahead, tell us. I can pull up. We're making a mod about this guy right here. Isn't he dashing? Impressive? Awe-inspiring. It's a statue that appears in Arena. Then there's a book that appears in Daggerfall, and it has some of the... Okay, then what maybe happened is all of those things, for example, this line, a task, I will not see any of those unless I told the game that it's okay to show the dialogue on this topic. So if I rename this topic from a task to tasks, they will not appear in game. What you need to do, you would here in another, before the dialogue appears, probably in a greeting or something, you would have at topic, my new topic, like that. If it's only one word, you don't need to have the quote marks, but there we go. You need this in one of the result boxes before, so that your new topic appears in the game completely. That's what they call hyperlinks in Morrowind. For example, compassion is a hyperlink. There is a topic that says compassion, but because I've seen that line, from now on, the topic compassion is possible in the game. So I'm guessing that the topic that you've changed is not enabled in the game. Try that and tell me if it works. There was a mod where the guar was mounted because it was made in trousers in the game. I think you meant trousers. That's probably Abbot's mod, where essentially your lower body is replaced by trousers. I would try this stuff with topics. Let me know if it works. Okay, where were we, guys? Let me check. I haven't changed anything. I have not. The last feature that is so cool. So you've been modding your game and you want to test it, but testing it is such a pain. It is, but less so, because now you can start your game right here from the construction set. And it gets even better. It's super easy to say, okay, when I start the game from the construction set, I want you to load this specific save game, which is what I've done. So it's loading my save game, which is my testing character with lots of money and lots of speed. that's who she is. But you could say, I want you to start the game a new game, give me 20,000 septims, make the main quest finished, and give me the spells Mark and Recall. And the game will start automatically there with your mod and its dependencies loaded, which is so neat. So neat. There, but that's not what we're doing because how long have we been talking? An hour, and I've done nothing whatsoever. I think I want to make a video about the construction set because it's just too good to not use. It's like, and I'm not even sure I'm using all of the features. The moving things around is just amazing. Makes cluttering a lot faster and a lot easier. The saving this, and I say, okay, I press Q, save stat, and the next time I start a construction set, I'll be right here, right there with those mods loaded. It's just amazing. But I want to, come on, it's like these. I need to do something with those. And we were looking at racks. Well, that's fish racks, that's not what we want. That's weapon racks. I've been using this one and I doubled it. This would be good for bows, but we're gonna, I mean, I can put bows on this one as well, to be honest. I think I'm gonna keep this as a base. There. Because the size of this, like I've done here, like it, I don't want to say it fills a wall, but it does something, and then I can put some tapestries between or some shields. We'll see what it's gonna be, but like I just need one per, you know, single tile like that. So if I make a Edge companion mod based on Cliff Racer, can I make option stay outdoors always active? That is going to be some scripting, and I'm really not good with the scripting. I know it's been done. What I would recommend you do, because that's kind of the is Spot here. Spot is not on the Nexus. Wow. I would recommend that you take a look at this guy if you haven't already. It's like the basis for all the creature companion mods that you see are based on this guy and then modified, improved with new features and things like that. I put that in the chat for you, YouTube chat for you. Up. Take a look at it. Play with it. I'm pretty sure Spot has the option to stay outside. You can say stay outside, but I haven't used it in a while. Oh, but no, I should lead you towards Kolka. Kolka is the new Spot. Oh wow, no, Nexus, don't be dumb. Try again. Think about it. You can do it. You can do it, Nexus. I might do it. But take a look at Kolka. She is based on Grumpy's script. Grumpy is the one who made Wolf with Emma, but the script is Grumpy's. With some improvements, really quality improvement. Okay, fine. And if there's the option to stay outside, it will be there. Take a look. What did he have? That is erect. I was gonna say, if it's a meme, I'm not gonna get it, but that I get. That I get. Okay. Mudding. Let's get to it. So weapons will go on these shelves. That's fairly easy to do. But we're not done shopping. I search for rack. What I'm going to search for as well is display. So we have the one from where is? Because my coffee is not real coffee. From Tribunal, but I am more interested in the ones we get from of Ashes and Light. See, those are interesting displays. They don't really go with the vibe that we have, so it's more of the same. But you can have, finally, a market stall. These are nice assets. Oh, that's for a weapon, though. The wood is not as nice. Also, it takes a bit more space. I'm not going to use it because the wood, the texture of the wood is not, like, it doesn't fit with anything I have in the room right now, so it would be a little jarring. Not horribly so, I realize that. But you see that that texture is just a different type of wood. And also, even though it's not huge, like if I have a wall of things here, it sort of really limits the space. So I'm not going to use it, but it's a nice one. I like it. That's all we have for displays. No, I think a shield I will have to make. We don't have anything though to put a shield on display. The best I can think of is using some of the hooks that we have. They're not very nice though, but take a hook like that and then put a shield. Would that look terrible? If that looks terrible, we'll have to look for a different hook. It kind of looks terrible already. That is actually better. Yes. Because I can put this against the wall nicely and then the shield hanging on them. Much better. Here I will have to change the axis thingy. But we're gonna go with that. Oh, the fun we have. It doesn't want to be straight somehow. You insist on being crooked? No. From what country are you from? Britain? No, I'm not British, I'm French. Not too far, but not the same place. Alright, if I want to hang a shield, I've got the feeling I should have two like that. Depending on the size of the shield, let's try it. For now, I'm not even modding, I'm just taking pieces and putting things together and see what happens. Soltas, hey, welcome back. What is that emote you have? I really like the vertex color in Morrowind assets to be, it's a slug cat you drew. It's so cute.
A slug cat. That's from Rain World.
I know. Comment ça va? Ça va bien, merci. CSS tip. You can use Alt drag to snap to the wall. Alt? I mean, that's what I was doing. But because I assume it's some of those, it didn't snap the way I wanted. Yeah. Fine. I'll have to practice with it. Like that. I'm so set in my ways of doing things that I have to make an effort to remember to try and learn the new ways, even though they're better. It's 1 a.m. here and this Oblivion soundtrack feels very relaxing. Are you going to fall asleep? You are. You can align object by selecting multiple, then using the align. Okay, I select 2. Q. Align references, is that the one? And I'm aligning on X. And then on Z. Perfectly aligned. And now they're... Where did I send the other one? Oh, they're exactly the same. Stupid me. I lost one. No, I just aligned them perfectly. Good, good. Let's see how it looks with the shield. If I need 1, 2, we'll see how that is. You align, yeah, that's what I know. I want to unite Balmoral Stock Exchange and Tamriel Bank. The problem is I want to put the bank interior with Stock Exchange exterior. It is in a better spot. I don't know what plugin I should make active and how to unite to... What you want to do... What you should do is have the Tamriel plugins enabled. So you want Tamriel data and TRM land, and then have nothing else enabled. And then you're gonna go to your cell, so presumably the stock exchange cell, copy that, create a new cell, and paste in there. Then you're not done. You want to, I don't know if you want to have exactly the same NPCs in both parts. It might break things to just copy paste the cell. Like, and I don't know what is in there. Now, you can merge 2 plugins together. You load the 2 plugins that you want. You don't make them active, you just load them. And then you have combine loaded plugins. Which works, like it does work, but depending on what you're merging, you might actually delete things, erase things. You have to know that the 2 plugins you're trying to merge work together. And that I can't tell you just like that. But that's how you merge 2 plugins, combine loaded plugins. And then you will save it, create a new name, and that's your new plugin with the 2 plugins together. Armor. What shield do we want? We don't want Blood Moon. It could be, let's try with a Bone Mold. Though this is more of an Imperial vibe. But, it's one of those. There we go. I am not going to use the bone mold because it looks disgusting on this wall. That being said, this is a good way to hang a shield. Does OAB have pallet sales for furnitures? It's a very good question. No, I think OAAB not in there right now. I only have the master loaded here. I'm pretty sure though that there is an extra plugin that you can download where you have the cells with all the furniture and all the assets lined up, like the tile sets. Is that what you were asking, Voig? Or did I misunderstand? it's a different plugin that you can install, which is great. Okay, so I don't like this shield because the color is disgusting, but I think I like those hooks for the shields. So let's find something that, again, chitin. We're gonna have to go for steel and iron, something gray and metallic, so that it goes, you know, with the colors that we have. And yeah, sorry, going back to the colors, I also like the palette in Morrowind, how the colors are sort of washed out and subdued. It's very pretty. Which means, like, almost automatically, I don't really appreciate Oblivion's very bright colors too much. I wanted to create 4 interiors, Imperial, Alma, and Mournhall style, put same NPC in those 4 interiors, and then just make doors in different towns, and it's for... Well, in that case, if you're okay with building simple interiors, which is something like what I have really, where you take, you know, 4 pieces to make a room, and then you stick a door. If you're okay building that, then all you can do is put the NPCs there, and you don't need to merge anything. You don't need to merge anything like I've described. You just load Tamriel, the data, and the Tamriel plugin, and then you create a new mod with a new cell that you want to do. You might need to check the NPCs that are there. Do they do their job 100% through dialogues? Is the dialogue filtered by the cell where they are? Like, to take one NPC, and I know that because I was early modding, okay? You have to understand, we all learn. The stock exchange NPCs, well, in that case, why not edit directly the mod with the stock exchange? No, Seventh Monday, go ahead if you can help. Better than me, go ahead, so we don't have anything lost in translation. But I would say edit the stock exchange mod directly, and watch that the NPCs can work anywhere. Me catch up. To Predictor. The Coke, hello, hi. Any advice on how to deal with some floating assets in heavily muddy version of the game? 400 plus mods where I can't trace the origin of what's causing it. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. I still haven't done anything with that mod. Dylan, I'm sorry. I don't know that I will be modding a lot today. Let me launch the game, Vico, and I'll show you how you can find the problem with a mod. This is my modding install, so I'm not sure I have everything. For example, this item, well, it's not floating or anything, but what you want to do is you press the tilde. That's upper left corner of your keyboard below the escape to open the console, and I don't need to type anything. You click on the object that is floating. What you will have for sure is this is the name of the object. Then if you have a Null Cascades mod called select, I forgot, but at the very least you will have here this is telling you the name of the object, and then if you type ORI, it will tell you that this object blah 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 is here because Morrowind ESM puts it there, i.e. this is from the base game. But I'll go to a place that is modded so you can see.
Speak up.
This is our good friend. And this book here is a book that is added by the mod that I loaded. So if I do the same thing, click on the book, I have its name here. And it tells me that this comes from the mod called Ios the Animal God. If you have Null Cascade mod, you get a lot more information, such as what mesh it uses, what texture it uses, what type of object it is. But for your purpose, this is enough, because you want to know what mods make them float. But it's going to be a little more difficult if we are dealing with exterior floaters. Then it's possible that the book is floating, not because there's a problem with the book, but because you have a mod that changes the ground beneath the book. And that's a little more complicated to fix. So floaters can be because the object is floating, or because another mod changes the level of the ground, making objects float. So if this book was floating and then I load the mod and I go, it's not floating. No, it's fine. It's because another mod changes the level of the ground, the table, and whatnot. And that's why you have those floaters. Fine, since we're here, I will show you my creation. I will introduce you to Ios. You ready? This is Ios. That's the best we could do, okay? It's made of wickweed and ladles and lanterns and a pot and a bucket. This is that. You can see it, right? And by the way, the weapons that we have in the shop, where's my shop? It's here. That weapon was made. Dim Nuisance is the one who modeled it for us. He took the Magnus staff. You might recognize the claws that hold the orbs. And then he modified the shape of the claw. He used the top of the Velothi brazier. And then I added the flame. It was like a long story. Alright. Ooh, I have to catch up. Gally and Wish, hello. Oh, that's you, Prof. Visiting a friend using their PC, just wanted to say hi. Hi, Prof. Sorry, I was in a long rant. Have a good time with your friends. And thank you for stopping by and saying hi. You haven't missed anything. I haven't mudded a thing. Just a lot of talking. Selection details. That's the one. Thank you. So Atom, you know what to do? Brilliant. And then Dimitri at 7th Monday explaining. That makes sense. I'm glad that makes sense. I'm glad. Skipping all the Russian. Can I play as the ears? I'm not sure what you mean, Atom. Okay, this time I'm mudding. I'm not reading the Russian bits. I couldn't pretend to. Alright. We were at looking for a shield that looks good. Not Daedric. This guy is not so rich. I'm gonna stick to an iron shield. Possibly an iron tower shield. Then the steel shield. The model of the steel shield is funky. Like it's not, I mean, I've made it funkier just now, but it's got a weird alignment. And we also want the tower shield. Okay, I think with 4 shields, it could be 1, 2, 3. Did I? Ah, I made the wall stone here as well. Do I want to keep it? I mean, I think I do. I think I do. Can you shrink the hooks a bit? They will look better. Yeah, that's a good idea. I mean, depending on the shield. Yeah, no, I'd still put 2. That works. It's not ideal. Like, between this, properly aligned and everything, and this, maybe I'm just complicating things and I should just ignore the hooks and just have those on the wall, knowing that they have a hook behind but you just cannot see it. I think that would be a lot simpler. Forget about the hooks. Alright, we have 4 different shields that will fit. I'm not sure which wall I want to put them on, so I'm not going to bother with the orientation just yet. We still have to do our weapon racks. But before I forget, let's finish the walls. Yeah. Originally I had these, you see that's just a small wall that fits nicely, and I only had those and I started using them around, but I absolutely dislike this. I mean, that makes sense, like if it's the basis of a tower or something, it's dirty and everything, and I've kept it here because it makes sense that the forge with the suit would get the walls dirty. That's fine, but there's no reason why these would be dirty. So what I've done is I took this wall that has dirty bits, and then I used only the clean bit to have everything nice and clean. Just flip them. The shields, you mean? You're having double conversations, 7th Monday, one on YouTube and one on Twitch. Amazing. Amazing. There. The walls. That's what I'm... Oh, no. Here, it doesn't work. Because this is the tile in itself. So if I flip it, then the dirt is on the ceiling, and that doesn't work much better. What have I done with this? So no, it's not better. Whereas with this one, I can use only the clean bits, and also it's big enough that it can do, well, those bits right here. So I'm happy with that. Tout le monde aime Danae Plays Modding. Merci à Tom. And that better. The beauty of the thing is no one will dare disagree because, well, very few people actually understand. That's good. Works for me. Here I have the stone, see at the bottom, sort of nicely lined. It's a little harder here because, well, I put crates and it's a mess. But we're going to line them up pretty as well. There we go. Okay. So essentially this section of the shop is made with stone and this not. That's just the way it is. I hope I'm not missing anything in the chat because I'm getting big lines in Russian that I'm ignoring. If you ask something and I don't see it, feel free to say it a second time, maybe a third time, to make sure I did notice it. Okay. Now this section is actually, well, there's actually quite a lot. What I would like. Do I want to put a mannequin in there? No, but I think I want to put shelves on this wall. Not just that. I want to put shelves so that we can have armor on display and not just weapons. Is this a themed mod? No, I mean, good question. We have an idea and we're just rolling with it. Let me find the themes. Week 1, underwater and sanctuary. That's definitely not what we're doing. Solitude and wilderness. Nah. Serendipity and adventure. No, not really. And then occult and noir. Not really either, is it? So no, we're not doing the weekly challenges. I know you're setting out to do one for each mod. That's your goal, as well as publish a mod on the 1st of May. More NPCs. No, we're not reading that. We're mudding. I want to put a nice shelf here. Something where the shelves are not too close one to another, so I can put pieces of armor. So we want to... You haven't got any idea for week 3. Let's take a look. Ideas are good. That was serendipity and adventures. Step 1. DPT, is that a word? Yeah, serendipity. Oh, it's French. There's no way it's French. Serendipité exists in French. Amazing. Unexpected encounter. That's what it is. Fair enough. Unexpected encounter and adventure. Oh, come on, that's easy. You haven't got any ideas for this modathon at all. That's the problem now, when the work you do is like so fundamental for many modders, but then what about the mods? What sort of mod do you want to make? I would recommend using the construction set. Is not as bad as it used to be. I pushed it back because the wood was more visible on this side. It's not as well aligned at the bottom, and I don't think people are going to notice. So I don't know now, what are you gonna do? Try the construction set? It's fun. It's so easy to use now. I want a big shelf. So not progressing. Ay, ay, ay. Now we can even find you on Discord. Static, thank you. Shelf. Daedric shelf, bookshelf, dwarven shelf. Oh yes, do you have the same but bigger? Because if there's the same but bigger, I remove this panel there. Half plain wall shelf. I suppose I can do something like this. You're gonna think I'm so stupid, but this is not the same wood. You have another one with a... This is rich wool, that definitely won't. No. I guess I'll have to live with this bit of wood being nicer than the rest. Barely. I can barely do it. You can find me on Discord by scrolling through my Morrowind community. And it's just because I saw, you know, on YouTube that you were sharing it. The problem with this right now is I can put helmets and gloves, but not much else, unless I move it further. Which is fine. Okay. This, I think, will be an element. I'm keeping it. Let's go. Chitin, I take a chitin. That's not too rare, expensive. Fur Colovian, I don't love it, so no. Fur helm, I'm gonna grab that. Helmet Imperial, yes. Indoril, we cannot. Iron, yes. Mole crab is too, like, culture specific. Nordic iron, Netch leather. Let's boil. Let's put an orcish so there's something of value in there. And I think that's enough helmets for... Oh, did I have to go this far? Enough helmets for those shelves. Probably. Up. This is Ashlander design, and where the shop is going to be, there's no reason why he would sell Ashlander design, so I'm removing it. Same for this one. And actually we can use the top shelf. So let's try something. Align. This is why. This is why. Beautiful. You see how quickly everything is aligned? Ah, and now I'm moving them. Never mind. Moving them closer to the edge because we want to be able to see them. That's one shelf decorated. I want to make some Khajiit theme weapon, but I don't think I can put them out each week. Oh, like week 1 you have Khajiit weapon mod, and then week 2 you have a second Khajiit weapon mod. That's honestly a bit of a stretch. So I wouldn't do that, but I mean, there's nothing preventing you from doing it. It would feel a little cheap, maybe, like really pushing it for the numbers, when honestly, there's no advantage to splitting up your mod and publishing it every week. What we were looking at here, that is now gone. This is completely optional. You don't have to publish a mod every week. In fact, the modathon is so completely freeform. You publish a mod, any mod on any topic, not cheat mods. Those are not accepted. I mean, you can make them, but they won't be part of the event, really. You say it's the modathon, boom, you took part, you participated, that's it. And then every week, a couple of mods are randomly selected and they get showcased, which is nice. It's nice to see a video about your mod, but you don't have to worry about that. Just make a mod and publish it anytime. There are other sort of achievements you can get. Say if you publish a mod on the 4th, you get the achievement, may the 4th be with you. That's it. So this, exactly this, would be sent to you and you can put it on your mod page on the Nexus, and that's it. You don't win anything, it just feels good, basically. So I would say make your mod and publish it as one mod when you're ready with it, when you're happy with it, and that's it. Do I stream casual games? I try to a little more. I try to, like recently we've done Valheim, and does that count as a casual game? I have no idea. Maybe. Valheim and Song of Conquest, and occasionally I do something else. What did we do last time? Dungeon of the Endless. That's really when I feel like it, really. But I do want to try and play other things, because I did get burnt out on Morrowind quite hard last year, almost a year ago, when we worked on the book, and then I was like not motivated and I pushed and pushed to do more things, and I don't want to get burnt out on Morrowind. I want to enjoy it, so baby steps, and I try to mix it up a little bit. Atom, let me see. You've noticed a problem with the Pixie Cliff Racer. She's flying out, but also she swims underwater, though other cliff racers don't go underwater. If you look at the creatures, you have this movement here. I definitely will want to play Baldur's Gate 3. I'm really looking forward to that. I enjoyed Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 and Icewind Dale immensely. Hey Max. Immensely. I also enjoyed Divinity Original Sin, like the engine and the sort of game that Obsidian puts out. So I'm fairly certain I will enjoy Baldur's Gate 3. So yes, when essentially when it is bundled in Humble Bundle and I get it for, what is it, 12 quid with other games, or when it has a big sales, then I will get it. Like, I'm not in a hurry to get it either. I've got other games to play. Too many games to play, probably. And board games are taking up a lot of time as well. No, I don't expect, I agree completely. I don't expect Baldur's Gate 1, 2, or Icewind Dale. But the lore, the world, you know, the way I imagine it is the world of Baldur's Gate, Icewind Dale, and the lore transferred into the engine of Divinity Original Sin. That's what I'm expecting. She swims also. That is really weird. At the same time, it's because, oh, I know what you do. I know what you do. You open your creature there in the construction set, and you want to go to spell making here. And you're looking for Water walking. Do we have water walking as an ability? Yes, that looks good. You take this water walking spell right here and you plop it here. It's going to appear here. And now your cliff racer will water walk, as in if you go in the water, it's gonna stay at the surface of the water. Sort of follow you. I think it's following you because it's following you. So if you go underwater, it follows. Give it water walking. And you know, while you're at it, no, just water walking should do the trick. I watched your Baldur's Gate playthrough years ago, so I know you are a fan. It's one of your favorite games. We did play, hang on, Baldur's Gate 2. We started it a couple of years ago. And I was doing that with Audel, and then we didn't. Why did we stop? Why did we stop Baldur's Gate?
Because it was mostly me controlling it and we didn't have an actual multiplayer.
We started with a multiplayer.
Yeah, but it was buggy. And then also we were playing it late in the evenings.
Yeah, I remember. We were playing it after my Morrowind stream, and Audel was the one controlling it. And so for me, I was already tired, and sometimes I was struggling to not fall asleep. So that's what it was. Friend at arm, hello. I hear we're making cliff races even more horrible. Not even. Look, progress in the mud. Oh, hang on. Oh, we have a problem here. I'm gonna have to push it all up. See? Can't have that. That we can. How does it work here? I mean, no one will be so tall that they see this. Sorry, I noticed my hand in the bed. But I think if it's floating at the bottom, that's way more noticeable. So we'll leave it like that. Interesting. If I make a fish companion, would she follow me on the surface? That's a good question. I'm not sure. I've never tried. Probably. They would probably. Because this movement is for the AI, as in what they do on their own. But when the script commands it to go someplace, I'm guessing it ignores it. Okay, we have done helmets. Let's see if we can do cuirasses. If we plop them vertically, they might be okay. Can I make an overview of my house? Do you mean this building right here? If so, then that's all there is. And it's not a house, it's a shop. It's a shop to buy weapon and armor. I think fish would just swim in the air. Very likely, like if you're levitating, they'll probably levitate with you. No, creatures are not scripted too. So we have a smith. This is where he works. And that's where the weapons are stored. And some of them are on display. That's it. This is a shop. That's why I'm making a shelf with weapons on display. My house. My mod with a house is huge. And it's mostly finished. Really. It's just that now I feel it really needs to be updated in terms of scripts. Textures also. What I did was absolutely horrendous. I have a house mod, but show it from the entrance, sure. We enter through here. So going through the door, up. You see the shopkeeper. You can look left for weapons that will be on display. And you can look right for other weapons that are specific to the mod on display. That's it. I can't really take you through it because moving around is a bit clunky. Why didn't I make a plugin for Tamriel Rebuilt? 2 reasons. The first one is that it's mostly one. It takes time, but so does modding, but it's also a commitment. And there is this weird psychological thing where if I have to do something, I'm less motivated to do it. You know the feeling? And so if I claim an interior and if I say, okay, I will do this, then it becomes not a chore, that's not true, but it becomes more of a duty. And it's sort of a commitment where there's a deadline. Like if you say you're gonna do something, you have to do it by that time. I'm sure not everybody does it by that time, but I would like to. Like I think I would feel very unhappy if I didn't do it when it was supposed to do. Whereas the other mods, I make them literally when I feel like it. Also with Tamriel Rebuilt, you can't just do anything. Like you really have to follow some guidelines as to how you make the cell, how you name the item, and that's a good thing. Those are really, really good things. You have to be organized. When over the years, hundreds of modders have worked on that. They have to agree on a system, an organization, a way to name things. But still, it's some restrictions, good restrictions that I wish I applied to my own mods. Also, the interior, you can't just go crazy with things because you have to respect the vision of the mod, that sort of thing. So you can be creative, but not as freely as when I make my own mod, mostly. So that's why. Didn't want to commit. You know the feeling? You see what I mean. It is better to put Silverstone more deep in the house. It would be better. Yes. I mean the player arrives here. This is where, like here. So you're not face to face with him. You still have to take steps. I do agree that it's a little tight, but we want to keep the layout of the shop similar to the layout of the shop in Arena. That's one thing. So that sort of Y shape is the way the shop was in Arena, and I want to keep that. The second thing is I want the interior of the shop to match the exterior. It's something that drives me nuts when you see a little house and then you go inside and it's really clearly much bigger than the house. So that. And this is already quite big. It's a tower, but bigger. So I have some layout restrictions. I have some size restrictions. That shop will appear in the game. It cannot be anywhere, and the bigger the shop is, the harder it is to place somewhere where it doesn't conflict with other mods. So that's why I have that shape, and that's why the guy is here, because let me find it again, because this is the original shop. That's part of the Y, and now I know where it is. Oh, we're still in the game. Buy game. There. That's the original shop, where the guy, you see, has his little forge here, and then the 2 sort of prongs of the Y. So, like, I'm not completely free with the layout. I want to stay as close as possible to the original one. I was thinking of joining, but I'm not confident enough in my skills. No, hang on, let me catch up before. When you've got a deadline imposed from outside, it's hard to feel like work, but not even getting paid. Yeah, but it's supposed to be fun, and having a deadline and restrictions makes it less fun. On the other hand, you have the the joy of contributing to an amazing project. So there's that. Amelie, I don't think you should feel that way. Tons of modders actually started modding, I mean tons. Some modders actually started modding for TR. Now, a few years ago, to become a modder for TR, it was indeed difficult. Like, you would have to make a showcase, the bigger the better, the most perfect, and then they would say, okay, you're in the team, or no, you're not in the team. Now it doesn't work like that anymore. Do I still have the link? There it is. I do have the link. You have all those cells, and you claim them. I mean, those are in development. For example, this one, it's an exterior. It tells you where it is, and you claim it. You say, I want to do this. You have some information, and of course in the Discord you can get more information, ideas and things like that. See, a couple of people have claimed it. You claim it, and then you build the best thing that you can, and then you send that to the TR team, and they will tell you, you know what, it's good, but do this, do that. Like, they will give you pointers. It's another condition to work in a team. You have to be able to take feedback and or criticism. But anyway, and essentially your showcase is your claim, and so you improve on it until it's good enough. So, you know, try it. I wouldn't do an exterior though. This one is, I don't know if it's in progress. Some people seem to be working on it. So take a look at what is there. Would you rather do, I would recommend you start with a little interior, like a house or something, because that's a good way to play with the construction set. And then talk. Actually, Nomi, who is now the lead dev for Tamriel Rebuild, started. When he started, he had never modded. Now he's the lead dev. You see. What's your opinion on Skyrim House of the Nord? Hang on, I think I've skipped some things. The plot of this mod is brilliant. It's very funny. Aius is a bit of a ridiculous sort of god. Hey Glisp, welcome on in. Glisp, we were talking about the plot of this mod, for which I've done almost nothing in an hour. 2 hours? Ah, never mind. Anyway, Amelie, I think you should look at the claims, see if something inspires you, and give it a go. Go for it. Like, nothing to lose. Even if, and I don't think that would be the case, even if they say, nah, sorry, we can't use that, that's not what we're looking for, then you've still built an interior and you use it for your own mod. That's like, it's nothing lost. Okay, what else? Some modders make sub-mods for Tamriel Rebuild, but not many. No, it's true that we don't get a lot of mods for TR. There's a number of reasons for that. First of all, TR is still in development. And I have made a number of my mods either compatible with or for Tamriel Rebuild, and every time there's an update, you go, yay, TR update, and then immediately after that you go, oh no, now I have to update my mod. And in the later release, they even moved things quite a lot, like they completely changed some of the city layouts and things, so your mods are almost 100% likely, almost 100% likely. Anyway, there's a very good chance that your mods are going to be obsolete at some point and will need to be at the very least updated or possibly redone. So that's one of the reasons why there aren't so many mods for Tamriel Rebuilt. That's the main reason, I think. It's a pain. It's a pain to keep up with Tamriel Rebuilt. As a modder, I'm not taking anything away from Tamriel Rebuilt. It's amazing. But, yeah. Every other update I have to patch Urvirith Legacy TR add-on. Yeah. So that takes a lot. Then I saw a question. My opinion on Skyrim House of the Nord. I think it's on par with TR. I have not played it. I have not played it at all. My not philosophy. My thinking is that I want to give it more time to have more regions. I'm not lacking material for my game. Like, there's so much for me to play in Vardenfell itself. Even Tamriel Rebuilt, I've seen a little bit of it, but there's still so much to do and to mod for Vardenfell already. So I'm not like, I need more now. So I'm like, do your thing, guys. Do your thing. I was happy to see that they were using a little bit of better body clothing, and some of the, actually kind of 50-50, some of the heads are very vanilla looking, which is not amazing for me because I'm completely spoiled. I can't talk to the quality of it, but honestly, considering that a lot of the people working for Tamriel Rebuilt, Skyrim House of the Nord, Planet Tamriel, is it called Planet Tamriel? I think, doing all the provinces, there's a lot of people that work, you know, in a number of teams, and they have organized themselves a lot better. They're a lot more coherent, and they have more of a more. Gosh, guys, I'm telling you, this fake coffee is not working. They have a more unified vision of what they want to do, I think. So I wouldn't be surprised at all that the quality is on par with Tamriel Rebuilt, only less of it, because the project is a lot more recent. You are doing a god mod as well. Amalie, what is the god mod? God of Fish. Oh yes, I've seen that. I've seen that on the Discord. And also Merlord. Oh, you're going to make it work with Merlord's mod, which is super neat. Yes, you're keeping me too distracted. It's good. I love talking about modding and Morrowind and modding and Morrowind too. So that works out. Assets are constantly changing. Yes, changing, and even the layout of things. I plan to master 3D modeling and make some bread model exclusively for Tamriel Rebuilt. Are their bread models so bad? Last release was controversial, not since the update to Tamriel that was there an update as controversial as this one. There were like a lot of deprecated items, and that caused a huge mayhem with the mods and everything, and I think users and modders were like pulling their hair. Then the things that they changed, personally, I find the interiors so much more interesting, even though they feel a little less vanilla. They're more than vanilla. They're vanilla plus plus. But hey, it is easier to make an official submod for TR rather than join the TR team. More freedom and adds more content to TR. Yeah, absolutely. And you'll have to update it if you want. Abbott's Birds for TR doesn't work anymore. No offense to the TR. No, it's not. It's like, I think they know, and if I remember properly, for the next update, they will actually keep track of what is deprecated and things like that. So the next update will be smoother in that regard. So it's not a... What's your favorite face mod? I haven't found... Oh, easy. Very easy. For the longest time I use Wesley's, but I would recommend Wesley's Faces Refurbished, where it is heavily based on Wesley's heads. Wesley's heads are a bit controversial as well. They're pretty. they're pretty, what can I say? And so Morrowind, that is sort of dark and gritty, to have all those pretty people sort of clashes for some, and I totally get that. This uses Wesley's as a base, so they're still pretty enough, but have a bit more personality. They're not, you know, models, but they're still pretty, honestly. I would recommend this one if you want something prettier than vanilla. Like, some people love vanilla faces. The hair is very jarring because the hair is not replaced. But I still use Wesley's hair, actually, with that. That's not bad. Yeah, I get that. The very pretty. See, this is those, especially that one, very similar to Tamriel Rebuild, but frankly, the TR faces, I mean, oh no, I don't have it loaded there, so I can't show you. But the TR faces, they have personality. They have tons of personality, but a lot of them are just too ugly for me. Vanilla facelift is good as well. I've used that for a while, so that's the one that I'm using. It was on YouTube. That's the one that I'm using. Then a number of popular options are facelift, which is really vanilla faces. I don't know if they're upscaled and improved, so it's still vanilla, very much so, but they've been improved. So if you like vanilla but you want a little better than vanilla, this is the one you want. And I believe he did the faces for Tamriel Rebuilt are there. And the one that is also very, very popular is Caleb's familiar faces. Also very, very close to vanilla, but improved. So vanilla is there. Honestly, yeah, UV maps, body is improved. Yes, it's good. This is vanilla, but slightly improved. So closest to vanilla, this one, then the other one that I showed, Carterfell's facelift, and then this one if you want pretty. There's even prettier if you take the original Wesley's face replacer. I understand for a lot of people it's too pretty. I try to keep things as vanilla as possible at the moment. Hey Alex, it's not boring. I totally get that. For me, I'm just completely... that was actually a mod from the modathon last year. I use Wesley's head combined with Familiar Face's hair. Okay, that works. Alright, back to modding for a minute, shall we? It is cool to make Battlespire Dremora in all Oblivion creature relation and talk in Morrowind. Now that's I think the one very cool thing in Battlespire was the fact that the Daedra spoke, and also in Daggerfall that you had all those different languages. And so part of me is saying, oh yeah, that'd be so cool. At the same time, in practical terms, you would have to either have a common line for all the Dremoras. They all say, I will eat your soul, and you shall linger in oblivion for all of eternity. Cool, but then every time you meet a Daedra, they give you that line, or they have 10 different lines. Like, it would be a lot of work to just give them a couple of lines, and very quickly you would not even read those lines anymore. It would just like, come on, yeah, okay, I know what you say. See, so I'm not sure that the mod would be worth the effort. I would prefer a mod that gives more dialogue to the unique Tremoras that we see. That would be... Oh wow, the cards, we haven't done that in a long time. That would be more interesting to have unique Dremora have more dialogue, to be more fleshed out. We were going to put some cuirasses. I think they would fit quite nicely in the bottom shelf. The ideal head mod would be recreation that captured the original feel while looking higher poly and have faithful hair recreation. That would be hard though, because not everyone prefers the same style. Oh, another option for faces, intelligent textures also rework the faces quite well. If nothing else, I think I would go for intelligent textures. I'm planning to add Voices of Vardenfell, add more voice dialogue to Quest Evers. Yes, I have this one. I have it installed, I'm pretty sure. It's the one by Chu and Kesma, right? This one, Voices of Vardenfell. Yeah. I know that voices, like the AI that makes the voice, is really cool. Not going into the philosophical, ethical, financial, all these discussions. The fact is that what the AI does is cool. It doesn't mean that it should be used anywhere anyhow, but it's cool. And so we got a number of mods that take advantage of the technology. I think of all the mods, this is the best one, I would say. But then there's quite a few of them right now. So there you go. I like it. To be fair, I'm kind of torn between the yay, they're talking to me. My NPCs in my game are finally alive. They still walk funny, but you know, they're this closer to being more immersive and realistic, so that's fun. At the same time, mods like Oblivion and Skyrim are voice acted, and I know that when I'm reading through a quest, I'm going click, 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 click. I'm interrupting those poor NPCs. They can never go to the end of their very short line. Do you do that? Do you actually listen to the NPCs in Skyrim? Do you let them finish their thing, or just click, say, yeah, I know, I got it, there's a quest marker, who cares? So I'm curious. Do you listen to the NPCs in Skyrim? I know I don't. And I don't want to treat Morrowind the same way I treat Skyrim, basically. However, I get that. You have goosebumps when Ida's FireEye talk to you. It is special. What I really like is the idea of the greetings being spoken, or the first line being spoken. Exactly, voice greetings. That is fine, just like they did in Blood Moon, imperfectly, but you know, the first one that says, hey, it's you, welcome back, and then you read the rest of the thing. I feel that's a good balance, where you have the excitement of the voice acting with, you know, just let me read the dialogue. I play Morrowind, I don't mind reading dialogue. Oh, going fast. You prefer Von Django's quest dialogue? I have both, I think. Same with Morrowind, generally, unless I really love the quest. Yes, it is true that with Morrowind we kind of know it also. Clanfear and Daedra are not considered Argonians race types because they're Daedras, whereas the other one are... I think the biggest difference between Clanfear and Daedra and the Argonians, for example, the Daedra and the Clanfear come from the plains of Oblivion, while the Argonians live on Tamriel. That's you know, they don't live in the same place. I think that's the biggest difference. Like, races are the types of people and beast and mer that live on Tamriel. The Daedra are not native of Tamriel. Baldur's Gate did voice acting perfectly. There's no reason to do exactly like in Baldur's Gate, exactly that. The first one, the important ones, those that stand out, and they're that much more special. You know, if everyone is talking, it's like, just shut up. Just shut up. There. Already in Morrowind, the greetings when they, like, I think when I play, I keep commenting, I'm not talking to you. They say, I don't have much time, and like, whatever. Oh, your clothes are so poor that I'm not talking to you. I wish there were more Khajiit variation on Vardenfell. I love the Olms, and those are really the giant one. Forget their names. Then you want to install Wesley's mod that lets you play the races, but also add some of them. And I am fairly certain there's been already a mod that uses Wesley's mod and changes some of the Khajiits in the game to be those other variants of Khajiits. I'm pretty sure. If you know the name, tell me so I don't spend forever. Wesley's Khajiit for TR. I think that might be the mod I was thinking of. Yes, though they're not better buddies, and that's a bit of a yeah. What do you do? This takes the model from Wesley's Khajiit diversity and port them to TR. You can access some better body without having duplicate Khajiit race. Oh, I think it replaces the TR Khajiit races are replaced with the models from Wesley. So that's not exactly it. That's a first step. I wish you had linked to Wesley's mod. But I would do that. There is a mod other than this one. I don't remember. Clanfear in Morrowind, Badass, Triceratops, Man, Clanfear in Oblivion, and SO. It's Yoshi. We talked about that, how, it's my opinion. Tell me if you agree. The Daedroth in Morrowind scare the shit out of me. They look vicious. They look mean. In Oblivion, when they're that sort of buffed alligator with big chompers, I don't know. They don't scare me as much. They don't look as vicious. They look dumb. I think that's it. They look more dumb. Just boom, 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 you know, stomping the ground, being big and ugly. Whereas in Morrowind, they're skinny, they're mean, they're speed poison and everything. They scare me. Like I see one, I go the other way. Maybe if I'm high level, but these days I never get to be high level. But Oblivion is just a space, and Oblivion grounds of Daedra are not the biggest on the bigger moon masser. I'm not sure what you mean there. Omers and TR look really great. I like the Khajiit type. More like animals. I mean, Wesley's, you can see it. Some of them are like human cats more than Khajiit. But it's nice to have both. Daedroth and Clanfear have a lot in common with Argonian. Besides the scaly aspect, I don't know, maybe. Hungers are the scariest. Hungers are just... no. Like with those sharp claws, they can gut you easily, and worse is the tongue thing. Ooh, love them. Love, hate them. TR added a stupid thing where the humanoid Khajiits need a Listo animation add-on to have tails because someone decided to add animation, not reinstall it. Oh, that makes it more complicated. I find skinny long arm creepy. Yes. Yes. I agree. Definitely. And now I'm going to ignore your chat for 5 seconds. I'll try. And I'm gonna try to put my cuirasses. I know I can do it. Hunger are still kind of creepy and shivering eyes. True. They don't suffer from the, well, now you look ridiculous, symptom of the ones we talked about. Oblivion is not a dimension, it is a moon master. Are you sure about that, Atom? I'm not a lore person, but if you ask me, I wouldn't say. Like, there's different planes, there's Tamriel, and the moons are part of that. And then there's the Oblivion planes, are like pockets of worlds. I'm not sure. Like, if somebody is good with the lore, I would like to have your opinion on that. Let's have a drake, cuirass, why not? And a fur, not glass, too expensive. Iron, netch leather boiled because I like it. Silver, no. Steel, sure. I'm not sure I can fit a lot more than that. So let's see if I need more. No, I got you. Okay, first of all, yeah, I think if I put 2 per shelf, it's already quite enough. I've selected too many. But not too many. But honestly, list tail animation kit is not something I use anymore. Like, the few times I've used it, I found it, probably because I don't understand it, but I found that it broke things a lot more. Moons are moons, pieces of Lorcam's body, if you are one of these people. It is one of the theories. The program is buggy and prone to problems. In my experience, yes. Oblivion is used in 2 meanings. Replacer for the world space as a civilization on Lesser Moon. Okay, like I'm not disagreeing with you. I don't know about it. I'd be curious to find out. It would be good to have a modern replacement, but animation is the final frontier of Morrowind. I've already said that, but I really think this is and there is some progress done. There's a whole Discord where a few of the modders are focusing solely on redoing the animations for Morrowind. And they have some very, very cool stuff. Let me see if I can show you. It's there. Let's see, there are a few videos. Show me the videos, show me the cool stuff. New walking animation for Sword and Shield. And the idol is different as well. Running animation. It's still Morrowind, okay? It's still a bit... It's better. So they're working on redoing all the animations, wearing or holding a 2-handed weapon, a 1-handed weapon, sneaking and all that. So, yeah. There's a tutorial from Archimaster Antares. Yeah, because he's done so many of the animations. In the book it is written that Sheogorath sent one of the moons from Oblivion on Vivek, but it's Vivek. Oh, hang on. But you're talking about the whole moon, or you're talking about the tiny piece of moon, the moonlet that is floating over Vivek? Because there's the two very, very large moons, Maser and Secunda, and then there is that smaller moon that is just above the temple in Vivek. And that's the one that was sent, like thrown by Shilgora. And it's called Baudo. There it is. And so that one technically is from Oblivion. Jim. Da-da-da. Technically, but let's not get too technical there. Okay, and now I realize that I thought this space would be, you know, good for the cuirasses, but in fact, it is too big. So I'm gonna plop them up like so. And now, using a new trick I've learned. Oh. Again, I bring them a little closer so that when you're standing on the ground, you can see them properly. Good, I like that. You know what? I think I can even... You know how I push the wall to have more space on the shelves? I don't think I need to. Yeah, that's better. In the book, asteroid that floats near Vivek is referred as moon, not asteroid. Yeah, I agree. It's a moon, even though the size could make. I agree, moon. The way I always interpreted it was the planet were aspects of the divine, the same way we assign astrological signs. Ruling planet Daedra have realms, but they appear as planets. Vivek made Shilgorath mad and he threw it in retaliation. All Daedra are just an alien civilization from Messer. I'm still not sold on that, really. Like, the moonlet being thrown by Shilgorath, I'm there. Just I was like, I thought I understood, and it's anyway. Let's face it, lore. What are planets? What are Aedra? What are Daedra? How they came to be, what they are, and so on and so forth. Even someone who has read absolutely all the lore cannot tell you with certainty what it is. Everyone has their theory, and it's lore, honestly. It's lore based on reports that are fictional books written by different fictional characters. And the truth, look, I have the example for you. This guy, Aius, canon, from a book. But that's a book, okay? It's lore, it's written there. However, a lot of the lore has been made up along the way. Let's go with that. So this is canon, this is lore, and according to this, first of all, there's a city called Rock Park, which doesn't sound very Elder Scrollsy, but let's go with that. And this is a story that involves a wombat. Now, if I ask any lorebeard, are there wombats in the Elder Scrolls? Unless they know that story, chances are they're going to say wombats. No. Yes, it's canon. In the lore, there's a wombat. Does that mean that wombats make sense in the Elder Scrolls? No, not really. So my point is that the lore we have, the books that we refer, may or may not have been written with the general lore in mind. They may have just been written, and then as the series progress, as games are made, they sort of try to tie in things together to have somewhat of a coherent thing, but it's not a coherent thing. Yeah.
Makes me think of how in Ultima 3 there is a space shuttle.
Which is lore friendly.
Totally.
Yeah. We're not there yet. I mean, with the Dwemer, who knows? Space and magic intertwined in the Elder Scrolls, both the most interesting and my least favorite part of the series, because it leads us to this. I think very quickly you come to a dead end, because at some point you cannot prove or disprove a lot of the theories, so they are equally basic. I agree, Atom. Yes, what is in the book is not a depiction of the universe, but it's what people see and what they make of it, which is just like in real life. I agree completely. Show it to the Zos and we'll have a dozen colorful mountable wombats. Actually, I'm glad you mentioned this, because Ius, there's this guy from Arena and the book in Daggerfall that refers to this guy from Arena. But if you go down, you have some concept art of Ius for the Elder Scrolls. So it's a double-headed thing. I mean, look. You see that? It looks a little bit like the scales. The scales are there. Is this a double head? The face of justice? I don't know what that is. But it could be that at some point this will be recycled, reinterpreted into something that fits better with the whole big picture of the Elder Scrolls. Yeah. As for where Vivek went, nobody really knows. Something he has pulled into oblivion by Daedra, but nobody knows for sure. I think let's agree that with the lore, nobody knows for sure. I think we're gonna go with that. Alright, I'm gonna take 10 seconds and mod some more. I've got some of these, I've got some of that. Let's have some boots. Whoop. Chitin. Fur. Let's put a pair. No, I don't want to put a pair of glass boots. Sorry. Not into real. Iron, netch. Orcish steel. Let's go with that. You know what? I'm thinking I'm not gonna find something here. I'm gonna put something else. Boots are always a little harder to fit nicely. These are not gonna fit on my shelf. Boots are always harder. We might have fewer boots than anything else. These should fit. Or maybe I forget about the Orcish. They're clearly much bigger than the rest. Something about orcs having big feet. Oof! We made a shelf! That's my modding for today. Alright, let me catch up with you. I still think that Oblivion is out of standard time-space continuum, since we know for a fact that individual who gets stuck in any Oblivion realm can live thousands of Tamriel. I agree with that. Time in the planes of Oblivion is not the same as time on the plane of Tamriel. So if Oblivion is part of the same physical reality, that wouldn't be possible. I do see Oblivion as a different place, though, I mean, yeah, that's why they need gates and portals and things like that. Or summoners, I guess. You know what they say about big feet, that they get increased multiplier for their speed stat. Aren't orcs a little slow though? Because heavier? Detail. Okay, what do I put here? That doesn't look ugly. That doesn't look ugly. I mean, my first thought is to go for the cupboard, but it might not fit nicely. And the wood is different. Yeah, the size is good, but I don't like the wood. So that's a no. But I have another idea, where I will have the sort of wood that I want normally. I'm looking for static. Here we go. In plane. In sea plane, I'm looking for. Where's my... In sea plane? Maybe rich. And I think I'm gonna go with that. Not completely sure about it. In come panel, cave wood, what do you look like? You look like this. I mean, why not go with my plain wall rather than the rich one that gives me yet another type of wood? I don't have a problem with wood, but I like it. You know, matching in the same room. And this, at the very least, goes with the rest of the room. Yes, I like that. Back to you, chat. Brazen Alien, thank you so much for the follow. Relative theory also says that time and space and on Earth passes differently. agreed. We are never gonna get to an answer there, I think. Being the mad god, Sheogorath is unpredictable, so you never really know what his game plan is. I think he doesn't have one. I think he goes along whatever he fancies, I think. Atom, au revoir. Et merci pour le français aussi. À bientôt. Basically, yeah, he's chaos. I don't think he has a plan. Just goes along with stuff. I like Tess leaning into believability, so I render it internally from that frame. I think the Kai's novels, the narrativizing Tess forces you address that. What? How does magic feel? Smell? Feel? Look? Or a mix of both? Okay. We have progressed. Look at that. Actually, maybe... Can I put 2 of my smaller shields? I thought I had 4 shields. 2 iron and 2 steel. But if I take this one, for example... Wouldn't that be just about... Yes, it would. Just about the right size. Now we're gonna have to do some precision tweaking of the rotation. And remember, I don't want this one to be pickable, but I'll do something else to solve that. Tu parles un peu français? Ouais. Et tu adores le français aussi? Bien sûr. I read somewhere that people in Tamriel don't really use toilets because they can't magic the poop somewhere else. That's, you know, another example of that's how the world is. And there's something that doesn't make sense. And we're like, yeah, just like, you know, they rationalized that in Oblivion, people don't levitate because of the Levitation Act. No, that's not it. It's just they made the cities that way, so levitation couldn't work. And then they came up with some lore. And that sounds like an explanation for something. Yes, I don't think so either. But that is definitely quite fun to imagine. Wait. Alright, let's have another one. Let's see if I can change the rotation again so they're not exactly hanging the same way. Actually, do we want them to hang the same way? Probably. And I want them to align perfectly. Beautiful. And I want them to align on the Z axis too. I'm pretty happy with my wall. And I really should be because, you know, it's been 2 hours and a half. I don't know what this game is, but it is a very calming stream. Well, I'm glad you feel that way, Blaze Alien. We are modding Morrowind, the Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind, aka the game before Skyrim, essentially. Though to be fair, we're spending a lot more time talking about anything related to modding and the Elder Scrolls, rather than me actually getting stuff done. I am happy with my wall. I am happy with it. Except I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, there's my second shield. 4 more walls. I'm not sure what I'm going to put there. We'll think of something. I could still do racks of weapons like that. That is a possibility. I can put one of the shields here as well, just as soon as we get an orientation that, I mean a rotation that is not bonkers. Why are you saying sorry? Did you do something bad? Oh, we are bad about doing that too. No, you're not. Gosh. Like if I want to do some intensive modding, then you know I'll do that on my own. The stream is cool. I wouldn't be able to have this conversation by myself. Or I could, but then maybe I'd worry a little bit. Or it might be a little sad.
I wouldn't worry.
You wouldn't worry if I start talking about, I was like, the moon. The moon is Oblivion. Oblivion is the moon. And you know, start thinking, wondering what is the origin of the world, and
It's perfectly normal.
perfectly normal. Okay, good. Well, chat, I don't need you anymore. It's okay if I talk about these things on my own. Alright. I think it's about 1/3 of the shop done. You're not distracting me. The cliff races though. The cliff races are very distracting, murdercrats. You know that. I'm not in game. I don't mind. I don't get spooked by them. You can't scare me so easily. I kind of like actually playing with this a little more. I think I want to do that some more. But how? What happened to my wall? I had a feeling I clicked on something at some point. We have a problem. I've lost a wall. I mean, like, there. No, that's not it. Where did I send my wall? I mean, of course I can put another one, but I'd like to know what happened to this one. Especially when the walls, you see, on one side you see them, and on the other side they're invisible. So I don't want it to be gone somewhere, and I'll put a new one. Maybe we'll find out. Spaghetti, hello, welcome on in. You know what I'd like to do? Oh, is that a thing? No, I don't know if you're still around. Or if you're falling asleep to the sweet, sweet sound of my voice, or you came up with a mod that you want to do before tomorrow. If not, I'll have to try and remember. I know it's possible with a construction set to hide some objects. That's another cool feature that I can show you right now. Say, you know, you're modding something and it's in the way. I can hide it. Now, it's still there. It's still there, but I don't see it. And then I do restore hidden references. So that is really, really cool. I forgot about that. That is really, really cool, because when you want to work on something and, oh crap, this is in the way and I can't see it, you select it, you hide it. It's still there, but you just don't see it, so you can work around it. Brilliant. I'm happy with that. But is there a way to lock items in position? You know, and once they're locked, you can't move them anymore unless you manually unlock them, which might be tedious, but at the same time, I wouldn't lose my wall, for example. That's just an example. Before I forget, I'm gonna go in the construction set. Sorry, I'm gonna go in Discord. Find the MWSC channel. Why does it take me forever to find ever anything in there? Ooh, there's a new video on Dark Guy's channel about the May Modathon 2023. MWSC, here we go. CSSC idea bracket, sorry if already suggested. The ability to lock objects in the view window so we don't move them accidentally. That sounds useful. Maybe option 1, it's not possible and that's it. Maybe it sounds like a great idea, but then practically we wouldn't do that. I don't know. Yeah, I've dropped the idea on the Discord. We'll see if it works or not. You're on your wait list. Have a good time, and see you maybe next week or sometimes after that. Have a good time. I had a question. Yeah, you're not going to do a mod for the modathon? This is the right time. This is the right time for it. I should be if I have a stream. Nope. Okay, that was an answer to a different question. Get it. No mod. Alright. Fair enough. Well, anyway, that doesn't change the fact that it was nice talking to you. Have a good time and I'll see you next week or the one after that. Or the one after that. Who knows? Next, what do I do? Bye, Glisp. I'm not sure that building this shelf here was the best idea. Because by having this shelf right here, I kind of prevent putting anything here, or it has to be flat. Like that. I suppose I could have one here and one here. Possibly one here. It feels a little tight. Or extremely lazy and just the one here. I mean, I say lazy, but already there are more weapons and armor on display in the shop than in any other shop in Vardenfell. What does the part of the shop look like in your arena image? Are there any shelves on the wall? Yes, I can show you the image again. These are the walls of the shop. So either they have that, or they have this, it looks like a hammer on the wall, just hanging there. Or they have, and I have no idea what that is, that. So that, or two weapons sort of badly arranged on the wall. Repeated all around the gigantic room. Yeah, that's a lot of shelves. Nah, it's fine here because the same thing, it has some volume to it, and if I put it on either side, then it becomes really quite unpleasant to maneuver. Whereas if I keep just this, maybe even on both sides, it's not so bad, I think. Yeah, the Z thingy was not a good idea because I have two of them. I think the thing on the wall was bolas. Yeah, that could be that. Who knew they were so popular at the time? And those two will move nicely. Here. Now we just have to put the weapons. Wait, that's not where I wanted. Yeah, I'll have to manually tweak the position because the shields are never really quite flat. It's weird. Okay. Don't need to do the weapons, but let's place those shields. I can have more if I need them. They say you can use bolas as a weapon. I think that's a myth. They're clearly meant for hanging on walls. That sounds like canon lore right there. And if it's not, then it should be. Why you? This is the worst. This is easy enough. No. Yes. And the two of you should be at the same height. Alright, still have to do the weapons, I know. It's a big freaking window. This one, yes. They are really big. Because I put the, you know, the bigger font. It's really big. I could do it smaller, honestly, but I'm you know, I'm just happy to not hurt my eyes so much looking at the dialogue. And this one at least can be resized. Okay, I'm getting the hang of the thing. Oh, Null, did you see what I just posted on Discord about locking items, not items, objects in position? Oh, I know. I was thinking, what happened here? I missed a wall, and now I've lost. No, it's because I was hiding the hide references. Scared myself. Alright, weapons, here we go. On this one, I'm gonna do chitin and bone mold. Why not? A chitin halberd and mace, I'll take that. A club, a dagger, a short bow, a short sword, a war axe. That's enough weapons. You did see the suggestions. Is it A, impossible, B, a pain to implement, C, not worth the effort implementing? Like, I moved something by accident and I don't know where I put it. I moved the wall, I don't know where it is. So that's how I thought. Nothing is impossible, everything is pain. So we move on to option C. Is the pain worth the result? That is the real question. Right. Never mind. Okay, I have my weapons. Let's see which ones we want to put there. How many we want to put there. I like Didn't I pick a halberd? I thought I saw halberd. You're the mace. You're the axe. Where's the halberd? You're the halberd? You're an axe! That's what it says. Oh, it looks like the halberd has no model. No, there it is. Where's the other one? Mystery. But I want the halberd. How are you liking the new drag movement control that follows the cursor? I'm not sure. I've noticed that sometimes things moved and I didn't think they would. So that might be it, but I'm not 100% sure. How does it work? Because I'm doing the normal dragging. Oh, that's what I'm doing? No, that's normal, right? That's normal. That's how it's always been. Now I'm not sure. Do I look like a CS user to you? Render window, field of view, FPS limit. It's not in the render window options. Or is it not here? Use legacy movement. True. Oh, that's what I did. I know what you're thinking. It's a miracle I ever published any mods at all. Well, I did. It just takes a long time. Whoa. Whoa. Is that how it's always been? It's horrible. Is this how it's always been? Well, you see, it's so good that... Hang on, why don't you... Let me go back here. No! You tricked me now. Now I can go back. It's because I didn't notice the feature. Really? Okay, well that's where I am for now. Stuck with the legacy movement. Yes, how there, exactly. I mean, I'm still going to... put it down. Oh, and also I don't get the... You tricked me. I can't believe it. You broke my construction. Oh, no, that's bad. I can't save. Like, not being able to change my settings right away, I don't mind, but not being able to save? Control S. Okay. That's how it used to be, but it's terrible. It really is. Yeah, it did a thing. I can finish placing my weapons or selecting the ones that I want. I think I'm gonna take the bow because it's the second longest. Then the sword. Then the axe is probably too short. Yeah. To be fair, even the sword. It's getting late. The sword, you know, that's the sword that is short. It's a sword. That's what short swords should be called, like. Or maybe not. Maybe... Shit. That's okay. I'm not gonna say that. God. That's it. Is that something you use to make sure that modders can never stop modding? You physically cannot quit the construction set. How did I do that? I went there. First I changed the camera, then I moved things around and I was like, it's the same. Then I went there again. I switched the camera back. I put Nana and then I moved things and I was like, what? That's horrible. It's much better now. And I wanted to go back and I couldn't. Let's see if the problem persists after I shut it down. Unless there's something you want me to do right now before I close it. Is there a log that I can send to you? Is that a thing? Not the kind of thing we'd log. We don't log when the program craps out. People would know about it. Are you crazy? That's right. Get rid of the evidence, or better still, do not create the evidence. I hear ya. I hear ya. Okay. Well, I have my weapons. I have my things. It's all there. The quick save, quick load is amazing. The quick launch the game with the save game or the settings that you want is also brilliant. Was that a yes to all? No, it wasn't. It wasn't, no. There is a problem with the animation that this guy has. So it's an actual warning for my mod. It's not the construction set. Mel is never going to come back on my stream if I find or invent issues with the construction set. It's not the set. It's my mod that does something wrong. Anyway, guys, I think I'm going to call it tonight. I can tell that my voice is starting to go funny, and most importantly, I'm starting to not make sense at all. So we're going to call it a night. But guys, thank you so much for spending time with me, discussing modding, lore, Morrowinds, and all that. Always a pleasure. I'll see you next week. I don't know what we will do next week. It could be modding, it could be playing, it could be a different game. Like I said earlier, I try to do different things depending on my mood. Today I played a little bit of Slay the Spire, for example. We'll see, but I'll be there probably I'll be there next week. Unless I'm out playing board games. Who knows? Prof says bye. Bye to both of you then, I guess. Have a good night, everyone. I'll see you very soon, and take care until then. Bye, guys. Yes, get into the CS, do it. And if you have any questions, hit me up on Discord. Good night, everyone.